1966, a year when rock, pop, and soul were exploding with new ideas. The Beatles were experimenting, Motown was ruling the charts, and garage bands were everywhere. But hidden between the giants were artists who struck gold just once, one perfect song that made them famous, before they faded away. Let's start with a tune that took a World War I legend and turned it into a pop hit. Number 15, Snoopy vs. The Red Baron by the Royal Guardsmen.
20, 30, 40, 50 or more, the bloody Red Baron was rolling up a score.
In 1966, a small-town Florida band called the Royal Guardsmen recorded one of the most unexpected novelty hits in pop history. The song was inspired by Charles Schulz's Peanuts comic strip, where Snoopy imagines himself as a daring World War I flying ace battling the Red Baron.
80 men died trying to end that spree of the bloody Red Baron of Germany.
Written by Phil Gernhardt and Dick Holler, the song was recorded in Ocala, Florida, and was never meant to be a global hit, just a fun little track about a cartoon dog fighting a German pilot. But audiences loved it. It shot up the charts, reaching number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, just behind I'm a Believer by the Monkees.
A man in a plane, Baron von Richthofen was his name.
Here's a fun fact: the band had to credit Snoopy only after Schulz's lawyers got involved. The original version didn't have official permission to use the character. But once the legal dust settled, it became one of the most beloved novelty songs of the decade.
We fired once, and he fired twice, and that bloody Red Baron.
The Royal Guardsmen tried to repeat their success with several other Snoopy-themed singles, but none ever took off the same way. Snoopy flew high once, and then never again. Number 14, Black is Black by Los Bravos.
Is black.
In 1966, Los Bravos, a band from Madrid, Spain, did something no other Spanish rock group had done before. They stormed the American charts. Their song Black is Black reached number 4 in the US and number 2 in the UK, marking a major milestone for non-English bands in pop music. The track was recorded in London, produced by Ivor Raymond, who was best known for his work with Dusty Springfield. It was written by Michelle Granger, Tony Hayes, and Steve Wadey, 3 British songwriters who originally intended the tune for another artist. But when Los Bravos' deep-voiced lead singer Mike Kogel, also known as Michael Volker Kogel, took it on, his passionate vocals turned it into something unforgettable. The song's international flair, a Spanish band, British songwriters, English lyrics, perfectly captured the global feel of the 1960s. Sadly, tragedy struck soon after when the band's organist Manuel Fernandez took his own life, which deeply affected the group. They continued recording, but Black is Black remained their only major hit outside Spain. Number 13, Winchester Cathedral by the New Vaudeville Band.
Cathedral, you're bringing me down.
If you turned on the radio in late 1966, you might have thought you'd accidentally tuned into a station from the 1920s. Winchester Cathedral by the New Vaudeville Band had that old-timey megaphone sound, and that was exactly the point.
Stood and you watched that. My baby left town.
The song was written by Jeff Stevens, a British songwriter who originally just wanted to create a novelty record. He didn't even have a real band when he recorded it. He used studio musicians, added that vintage vocal effect through a megaphone, and released it under the made-up name The New Vaudeville Band.
Away, if only you'd started ringing your bell.
To everyone's surprise, the song hit number 1 on the US charts and even won a Grammy Award for Best Contemporary Rock and Roll Recording. Only after its success did Stevens scramble to assemble an actual touring group to perform it live. It was a perfect example of how 1966 embraced both the new and the nostalgic, a year when anything could become a hit if it had a charm, humor, and a catchy hook. a fake band, a 1920s sound, and a Grammy win, only in 1966. What's your favorite Grammy winner of the 60s? Let me know before we hit number 12. Number 12, Walkin' My Cat Named Dog by Norma Tanega. Norma Tanega was a folk singer from California with a background in visual arts and literature. In 1966, she was living in a tiny apartment that didn't allow pets, but she wanted a dog. So instead, she got a cat and named it Dog. That joke became the inspiration for her biggest and only hit, Walkin' My Cat Named Dog. Recorded in New York City, the song was written entirely by Tanega herself and reflected her quirky, poetic personality. It climbed to number 22 on the Billboard Hot 100 and made her briefly a folk pop star. Norma later moved to England, where she became romantically involved with Dusty Springfield and even wrote songs for her. Although she never had another hit of her own, her creativity left a lasting mark, and Walkin' My Cat Named Dog remains one of the most charmingly offbeat songs of the 1960s. Number 11, Cool Jerk by the Capitals. Before they became the Capitals, this Detroit trio used to perform Motown-style covers around local clubs. But in 1966, they teamed up with producer Ollie McLaughlin to record something original, a song called Cool Jerk. It was recorded at Golden World Studios in Detroit. And interestingly, the backing band was the Funk Brothers, the same session musicians who played on countless Motown hits for artists like The Temptations and Marvin Gaye.
I'll show you some of that cool jerk. Now give me a little bit of drum by himself.
Written by Donald Storball, who was actually the group's lead singer, Cool Jerk became a national dance craze. It peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100, and though the Capitals tried to follow up with other dance-themed tracks, none had the same magic. Decades later, the song found new life after being featured in movies like Home Alone 2 and TV shows like Friends. Not bad for a one-hit wonder from a local Detroit band. Number 10, 96 Tears by Question Mark and The Mysterians.
And you'll start crying. 96 tears.
You can't talk about garage rock without mentioning 96 Tears. This hypnotic, organ-driven anthem was recorded by a band from Bay City, Michigan, led by a frontman who simply went by Question Mark, no real name, just the symbol.
You're always laughing. Way down at me.
The song was written by Question Mark himself, his real name is Rudy Martinez, and was recorded in a converted farmhouse-turned-studio in Michigan. Initially, it was released on a tiny local label called Pay Go Go Records, before being picked up by Cameo Parkway Records, which helped it reach a national audience.
For one heart to be crying.
In October 1966, 96 Tears hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it one of the first true garage rock hits to top the charts. Its stripped-down sound, catchy organ riff, and mysterious vibe would later inspire punk bands like the Ramones and the B-52s.
Too many teardrops for one heart to carry on.
Though the band never scored another hit, Question Mark continued performing for decades, still wearing his trademark sunglasses and still refusing to reveal his age. Number 9, I Fought the Law by the Bobby Fuller 4. Before The Clash made it a punk anthem, I Fought the Law was a 1966 hit by the Bobby Fuller 4, a group out of El Paso, Texas. The song was actually written a few years earlier by Sonny Curtis of the Crickets, Buddy Holly's old band. Bobby Fuller recorded his version at Delphi Records in Hollywood, giving it a clean, energetic rock sound that fit perfectly with the mid-60s vibe. It reached number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100 and Fuller seemed destined for stardom. But just months after the song's success, tragedy struck. Bobby Fuller was found dead in his car outside his Hollywood apartment under mysterious circumstances. His death was officially ruled a suicide, but many fans and friends believe foul play was involved. Despite the dark ending, I Fought the Law became immortal. It's been covered by countless artists: The Clash, Green Day, and even Dead Kennedys. But it all started with one Texas kid and a dream. Number 8. They're Coming to Take Me Away, Ha Ha by Napoleon XIV.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny...
You could say Napoleon XIV wasn't your average pop star. In fact, his real name was Jerry Samuels, a songwriter and recording engineer from New York City. Before 1966, he wrote songs for other artists, but that year he decided to try something very different.
Funny farm, where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats and their...
They're Coming to Take Me Away, Ha Ha, was recorded in Samuel's home studio using nothing but drums, hand claps, and clever tape manipulation. The song told the story of a man losing his mind after his loved one leaves him. Though the twist? The loved one was his dog, not a person.
Your food, I cleaned your house, and this is how you pay me back for all my kind
Its bizarre rhythm and distorted vocals made it stand out immediately. It climbed all the way to number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 before radio stations began banning it for being too disturbing. Still, it sold over 1 million copies.
You thought it was a joke, and so you laughed. You laughed when I had said that losing you would...
Jerry Samuels tried to follow it up with I'm in Love with My Little Red Tricycle, but the magic, or madness, never struck twice. To this day, They're Coming to Take Me Away remains one of the most infamous novelty songs ever recorded. And hey, before we pour the next double shot of nostalgia, make sure you're subscribed. We dive deep into forgotten hits and the artists who burned bright just once. Number 7. A Lover's Concerto by the Toys. Few pop songs have a connection to 18th century composers, but A Lover's Concerto by the Toys is one of them. This elegant hit was built on the melody of Johann Sebastian Bach's Minuet in G major. The Toys were a female trio from Jamaica, Queens, made up of Barbara Harris, Barbara Parrott, and June Monteiro. They were discovered at a talent show by producer Vinnie Poncha and songwriter Sandy Linzer, who helped them craft a sound blending classical influences with modern soul pop. Recorded in New York City, the song's mix of refined melody and youthful energy made it irresistible. In late 1965, it started climbing the charts, and by early 1966, it reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. The Toys toured with big names like the Four Tops and the Supremes, but they never captured lightning in a bottle again. Still, A Lover's Concerto lives on as one of the most graceful one-hit wonders of all time, proving that even Bach could swing in the 60s. Number 6. Talk Talk by the Music Machine. Before punk, there was garage rock, and few did it better than the Music Machine. Led by Sean Bonnewell, a former folk musician from San Jose, California, the group formed in Los Angeles and decided to go darker, louder, and edgier than most of their peers.
Cry out for justice, admit that I was wrong. I'll stay and have a
Their single Talk Talk was recorded at RCA Studios in Hollywood and released in late 1966. Bonnewell wrote it as a rebellious statement, a short, punchy track barely over 2 minutes long that captured the alienation of youth.
talk about the things that bother me, seem to be what everybody has.
The band's look was as distinctive as their sound. They wore all black with one glove each, something Bonnewell said symbolized unity and mystery. the song reached number 15 on the Billboard Hot 100, and critics now consider it a cornerstone of proto-punk music. Despite their originality, the Music Machine couldn't match that early success, but Talk Talk remains a cult favorite, covered later by bands like Alice Cooper, and even inspiring the name of the 1980s group Talk Talk. Number 5. Double Shot of My Baby's Love by the Swingin' Medallions. Before there were viral dance songs, there were party records, and few songs screamed party louder than Double Shot of My Baby's Love by the Swingin' Medallions. The band formed at the University of South Carolina in 1962, and they quickly earned a reputation for rowdy live shows. In 1966, they recorded this song, originally written by Don Smith and Cyril Vetter, at Arthur Smith Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. The track, with its boisterous vocals and brass-heavy energy, became a regional favorite before exploding nationally. It reached number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became a Southern bar band anthem for decades. Though the Swingin' Medallions never repeated that chart success, they kept performing for years, often called the Party Band of the South. And yes, they're still playing college gigs and beach festivals even today. Number 4, The Men in My Little Girl's Life by Mike Douglas.
Men in my little girl's life.
Before he was a household name as a talk show host, Mike Douglas was a crooner. And in 1966, he scored his only major chart hit with The Men in My Little Girl's Life.
His name is Lee. He wants to carry my books for me. Can he, Dad?
The song was written by Mary Candy and Arthur Kent, the same team behind hits for other 60s artists. It was recorded in New York City and released on Epic Records.
Cute, Popsy. We'll be home early, Popsy.
The song is a touching spoken word style tribute to a father watching his daughter grow up, from being comforted by her dad to finding love with another man. It resonated deeply with parents at the time, peaking at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100.
He wants to know if we can go study. Can we, Father?
Afterward, Douglas returned to television, where he became one of the most beloved talk show hosts of the 1960s and 70s. The Men in My Little Girl's Life remained his only major musical success, a sweet, sentimental relic from a more innocent pop era. Number 3. Lies by the Knickerbockers.
Lies, lies, you're telling me that you'll be true.
In late 1965 and early 1966, radio DJs were flooded with calls from fans asking, "Is this a new Beatles song?" The answer was no, it was Lies by the Knickerbockers.
Lies, that's all I ever get from you.
The band came from Bergenfield, New Jersey, and was led by brothers Bo and John Charles, along with singer Buddy Randall, a former member of the Royal Teens, the Short Shorts guys.
Gonna be lonely, but you won't hand me around.
Lies was written by Bo Charles and recorded at Bell Sound Studios in New York City. Its tight harmonies and jangly guitars mimicked the British invasion style so well that even seasoned radio hosts were fooled.
Lies, lies, breaking my heart.
The single climbed to number 20 on the Billboard Hot 100, but follow-ups never broke through. The Knickerbockers eventually faded from view, though their song remains one of the best examples of the American response to Beatlemania, full of energy, imitation, and fun. Number 2. We Ain't Got Nothin' Yet by the Blues Magoos.
Ain't got nothing yet. No, we ain't got nothing yet.
Before San Francisco made psychedelia famous, the Blues Magoos were already experimenting with it in New York City. Formed in the Bronx, the band included Ralph Scala, Emil Pepe Thielhelm, and a few other high school friends who blended blues, pop, and early psychedelic sounds. Their breakout hit, We Ain't Got Nothin' Yet, was written by Ralph Scala, Mike Esposito, and Ron Gilbert, and recorded at Talent Master Studios in Manhattan. It featured a hypnotic Farfisa organ riff and a defiant, youthful spirit. Released late in 1966, it shot up to number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 early the next year. The Blues Magoos even appeared on the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour and toured with The Who and Herman's Hermits. But as quickly as they rose, they faded. Changing trends and record label troubles kept them from repeating that success. Still, We Ain't Got Nothin' Yet became a garage rock classic, a defiant anthem for every kid who ever started a band in a basement. Number 1, Little Girl by Syndicate of Sound.
Hey, little girl, you don't have to hide nothing no more.
In 1966, a group of teenagers from San Jose, California, walked into a local studio with a song they'd written themselves, and walked out with one of the earliest garage rock hits in history. The band was called the Syndicate of Sound, and their song was Little Girl.
You went out on me, so other girls did it too.
Written by Don Baskin and Bob Gonzalez, the track was recorded at Commercial Recorders in San Jose. It started out as a regional hit on a tiny Bay Area label before Bell Records picked it up for national release. Once that happened, it exploded, reaching number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100 in the summer of 1966.
Leave, little girl, I don't want you around no more.
Little Girl became a defining song of the garage rock era, raw, confident, and full of teenage attitude. The band even performed it on American Bandstand, earning them nationwide recognition. But when members were drafted and their follow-up singles failed to chart, the Syndicate of Sound faded almost as quickly as they'd risen.
I'm knocking, you won't get past my door. Yeah.
Still, Little Girl never really went away. It's been covered by everyone from the Dead Boys to the Chesterfield Kings, and it's featured on nearly every garage rock greatest hits compilation ever made.
Too bad, little girl, it's all over for you.
And it's also all over for this video with one-hit wonders from 1966. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and see you next time.